Mina Roby. I'm a health and wellness coach, and today in the video we're going to have 3 recipes. One of them is a roasted chicken breast, which we do 2 giant chicken breasts. We're going to have a nice green salad with an oil and vinegar dressing and some zucchini stir-fried with onions and garlic. And I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to show you sort of how the timing is going to go with this too. It's really interesting. Now for our chicken, we're going to put our chicken in a salt water brine and put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and then we're going to roast it. So this is 2 cups of warm water, just warm tap water. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of salt in here. We're going to just stir it around and dissolve that a little bit, and then soak our chicken in, stick our chicken in it. And what the salt will do will sort of soften the chicken up a little bit. You know, people like dark meat more than they like light meat because it seems like the light meat gets dry, like the breast gets dry. But with this saltwater brine, it's going to sort of, it's not just going to season it as well, but it's also going to soften the chicken up a little bit. So we've got 2 big chicken breasts. We're going to stick them in the water here. Just cover them a little bit, and then we're going to stick these in the refrigerator in just a minute. I'm going to show you, we're going to make a very simple, delicious green salad. We're going to start off with just some lettuce. This is romaine lettuce. It comes in a bunch, and what I've done with this is just cut the end of it off and washed it. So we're going to chop this first and add. And this I'm going to mix with a little bit of spinach too. Both these greens are so delicious and so good for you, and they are a perfect side for any kind of, I can't think of an entree that is not complemented with a green salad. And this is how simple this is. So here's some lettuce, romaine lettuce. I'm going to get just maybe like a handful of spinach. And just to keep in mind too, when you're eating your fresh greens, the darker they are, the richer they are in iron and also in calcium, and so they're so good for you. Look for really dark greens. My husband absolutely loves, and I do too now, I wasn't always a fan, turnip greens, and he is really good at it. He's really good at cooking them. Okay, so we've just got some lettuce and spinach in there. Isn't that beautiful already? I have a part of a red bell pepper that I'd already used part of it for something else. So we're gonna cut this up in here too. Put a little chunk of this, some slices. And what else do I have over here? What's really great about a green salad is you can put whatever vegetables, fresh vegetables you have in your refrigerator in it. If you've got some broccoli, if you've got mushrooms, oh, green onions are really great in it. So we're gonna put this red bell pepper in here. And that's gonna be our salad. So I'm also gonna stick this in the refrigerator too, just so it'll stay cool while we're cooking our zucchini. Now then, this is one of my favorites too. This is a zucchini. It does look like a cucumber. Cucumbers and zucchinis do favor each other a lot. So this is how we're gonna slice it up for our stir fry, you can call it. I'm gonna show you a couple different ways. You can either just slice it in thin slices like this, or you can cut it in half and slice it in half like this. However you prefer to eat it. And to this we're gonna add some sliced onion and garlic. So we'll be back to this in just a second, and we'll get started on the zucchini. Okay, our chicken has been in the refrigerator in the saltwater brine for 30 minutes. But first we're going to start the zucchini. We're going to get the zucchini cooking. We're going to put the onions in first because the onions need to cook a little bit longer than the zucchini because we don't want it to get mushy. We're going to add some garlic too. And I've got 2 onions sliced here and 2 cloves of garlic. So we're going to do 1 more clove of garlic. And this is 3 medium to large size zucchinis. You saw those before we got started on that. And we're just going to get the onions going. The onions and garlic going in the skillet and let them cook for a little bit before we add the zucchini. And this is a most wonderful flavor. You can do so many vegetables on top of the stove like this. You can do broccoli. What are some other ones, Mike?
Carrots.
So we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in our skillet. We preheated the skillet to, it's on about medium high now. We're going to throw the onions and garlic in. We're going to go ahead and put some salt on here and let these guys sizzle for a little bit. we'll add the zucchini in a few minutes. We'll let this cook down some. A little bit of salt. And remember too that salt is a flavor enhancer, where pepper is a seasoning. A lot of times you hear salt and pepper, but you usually do not want to add the same amount of salt and pepper. Okay, we got our chicken out of the refrigerator. And we're going to take it out of the saltwater brine and we're going to rinse it off with cool water. So we're kind of rinsing that salt off, both of them. And because these are big chicken breasts, we're going to kind of pound them out a little bit. We're going to first dry them off with some paper towels, get a little bit dry. And chicken breasts are the leaner cut of a chicken, so they don't have as much fat actually in the meat, since they're a light meat, as the dark meat like the thighs and the legs. So they have a little bit less fat, so they are considered the leaner part and therefore better for you. But all chicken's good, all chicken's good. Okay, this is a meat mallet, and what it will do, it will flatten the chicken out some, make it a little bit thinner, even, so it'll roast evenly. And you can just pound it a little bit. You're going to pound the thicker parts. Sometimes it's also called a tenderizer, just to try to get it a little bit more even. You could also, if you wanted to, actually split the breast in half this way, if you wanted to thin it out too. But I personally like to give it a little bit of a pound. Okay, we have our oven preheated to 450 degrees. The oven is preheated to 450 degrees for the chicken. It's only going to have to cook for about 20 minutes. So we've got a little seasoning blend here we're going to put on it. It's Italian seasoning, which is such a versatile seasoning, paprika, and garlic. This is a garlic powder, not the fresh garlic that we put in with the onion zucchini, but a garlic powder. Now, since it was in a salt brine, we're not going to salt this chicken. We're just going to sprinkle our seasoning. I put equal amounts of the spice mix into a bowl and just stirred it up. So we're just going to season the chicken with that. No salt. The oven, like I said, is 450 degrees, really hot, so it's going to cook fast. And you see, we're not even putting any oil on it either. So this is a very flavorful but light fish. Okay. We've got a cookie sheet here we're going to stick it on, but I went ahead and covered with some aluminum foil just to help with cleanup. There goes our chicken breasts in the oven. We're going to stick them in a hot oven, 450 degrees, for about 15 minutes. Okay, now our onions and garlic have been sizzling here for a little bit. They're softened up pretty good. So now we're going to throw this beautiful, luscious zucchini in. And if you have some experience cooking zucchini yourself, then you kind of know what texture you like it to be, whether you like it like really, really soft or kind of crunchy. I like mine kind of crunchy. So this, we're just going to stir it all together. Going to add a little bit more salt. Remember, we already put some salt on the onions, but now we've added another vegetable. So we're going to put a little bit more salt here on the zucchini. And now we are going to add some black pepper. There we go. Stir it around a little bit. Get all that stirred in. Now I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn the burner down a little bit. Turn the heat down. Put the lid on it. And it's going to kind of cook it all together and steam it a little bit too. Thanks. Okay, while our chicken is cooking and our zucchini and onions and garlic are cooking, we're going to go ahead and make the dressing for the salad. And this is just a simple, classic oil and vinegar dressing. And I'm going to put it in a jar to shake it up. You can also put it in a bowl and just use a whisk to stir it up, but we've got a little jar, so I thought we'd do that one. So we're going to have 1/4 cup of olive oil. And what's really great about this is that you can make a lot of dressing and just have it in your refrigerator. Or you can just make it particularly just for that salad. My husband has always made the most wonderful oil and vinegar dressings, and he used to keep a base, I guess you would call it, in an old olive oil bottle, so then he would just add to it, and we always had his beautiful dressing. Okay, so we're going to start with 1/4 cup of olive oil, and I have 3 different vinegars here, just to let you know what options are that you can use any that you like. This is actually an apple cider vinegar that's poured over hot peppers that came out of my mother's garden. This is a balsamic vinegar and a red wine vinegar. You can always also use just the traditional apple cider vinegar too. So any of the vinegars are good for this. So I'm going to use my pepper vinegar because I love it. It's got a little bit of a spice to it. So just about 2 tablespoons of that. And we're going to put a pinch of black pepper, maybe 2 pinches, and a couple of pinches of salt. Now all of these recipes from this video, the written recipes will be available, so you don't really have to worry about the particular measurements. And you just shake it up in your jar, and you've got your dressing. See, there you go. If you want to add a little bit more to it, one thing I absolutely love too is you can put a little bit of Dijon mustard in it, in your dressing. Just shake it right up. If there's something else in particular, a seasoning or a spice that you like Italian seasoning or garlic powder, you can also put that in there and just add a little bit more flavor to it. But this is going to go on our salads. Remember that we have chilling in the oven. Okay, our chicken breasts have cooked for 17 minutes. I timed them. They're beautiful. Look at our chicken breasts. All right, and they're big. You will not believe how far this is going to go. So we're going to set these out here and just let them rest for just 1 second. And then we're going to dress the salad. You remember our wonderful dressing that we made. This is the salad that we had in the refrigerator with the spinach, red bell pepper and lettuce. We had some romaine lettuce on our lovely salad dressing. We're going to put this on here and then toss it a little bit. And then toss the dressing around. And remember, you can be as creative with your salad as you want, with the dressing, whatever you want to add to the dressing, with whatever vegetables you want to put in the salad. Okay, I want y'all to see this beautiful chicken. There we go. I'm just going to slice a few pieces. Isn't that pretty? And you will be able to smell it when you make this, because I feel confident that you will. And it smells delicious. See how nicely it's cooked? It's cooked all the way through and it's still juicy. It's not a dried up chicken breast that people are afraid of. Remember, the biggest part of that is when we soaked it for that 30 minutes, and you can soak it up to an hour in the warm salt water in the refrigerator. This is how lovely this meal has come together. So we have our salad, our chicken, and wait until you see the zucchini and onions and garlic. It's delicious. Now this cooked about 15 minutes total. We cooked the onions and garlic for 5 minutes, by themselves with a little bit of salt. Then we threw the zucchini in with some more salt and some black pepper and cooked that for about 10 minutes. But we've kept the lid on it too, so it sort of steamed a little bit too. And when you see this wonderful meal that we have together here, now, there you go. Your green salad, roasted chicken breast, and zucchini and onions with garlic. Everything on this plate is real whole foods. Everything we made today, we did with things that are super easy to find in the grocery store and that you may already have in your kitchen anyway. And it's low fat without being, what would you say, diet food. Your body will thank you, and I hope you enjoy it.